Hyponathremia among triathletes in the European Championship. Definition: Hyponathremia refers to a low level of sodium in the blood. Hyponathremia may result from excess fluid in the body relative to a normal amount of sodium, or it may be due to a loss of sodium and body fluid.
Hello, YouTube. Hi. YouTube user Chris recently asked us to do a video about electrolyte imbalances, so I decided today I was going to do a video about hyponatremia because it's my own personal favourite electrolyte imbalance. I appreciate that having my own favourite electrolyte imbalance is super lame, but I also have my own YouTube channel where I talk about medicine, so I think the boat's pretty much sailed on that one. So, hyponatremia, it literally means too little sodium in the bloodstream. As an F1, I'd see this one all the time, and I'd never really know what to do about it. Do I give more fluids, less fluids, ready salted crisps? It's actually straightforward enough, provided you've got the right information and ask yourself the right questions. Remember, in mild cases, hyponatremia can be asymptomatic, but in extremis, it can cause headaches, nausea, seizures, and even a coma, so it's definitely something that we need to sort out. Treatment does largely come down to either giving more fluids or less fluids, but it depends on what the cause is and what the patient's fluid status is, so it does require a little bit of thought. It's all quite simple. You just need 5 pieces of information, 5 simple, non-invasive little chunklets. That's all it takes. Plasma sodium, which you already have, plasma osmolality, urine sodium, urine osmolality, and a decent assessment of their fluid status. Basically, are they wet or are they dry? Anyway, we'll put a pin in those for the time being, because before you can understand hyponatremia, you need to understand what the kidneys do to sodium. Here comes the science bit.
Deep in the human kidney, in the deepest depths of the distal convoluted tubule.
Quick renal refresher, remember aldosterone acts on the DCT and ADH on the collecting duct, but for today, let's picture them both snuggled up next to each other so we can get an idea of how they work. Aldosterone acts on the sodium-potassium cotransporter in the distal convoluted tubule. This cotransporter reabsorbs sodium back into the bloodstream from the urine and secretes potassium into the tubule. In doing so, it raises the concentration of solute in the blood compared to the urine, creating a concentration gradient that pulls water back into the blood via osmosis. Put simply, water follows sodium, so aldosterone increases both blood sodium and blood volume. For today's video, we can pretty much just ignore potassium. Sorry, potassium. Now, ADH increases the collecting duct's permeability to water by translocating aquaporins. Increase ADH and more water is absorbed back into the bloodstream, concentrating the urine. That's another good way to increase blood volume when dehydrated. All making sense so far? Cool. Now, let's get back to those 5 pieces of information that you gathered. Now, this is going to be an interactive video, so if you have patient's investigations to hand, you can use them to work through this video series.
Application in medicine. A high incidence of hyponatremia has been reported among marathon runners during races and has been associated with various risk factors. This report evaluates the rates of hyponatremia in a substantially longer athletic event, an Ironman competition.
Athletes, listen up. Have you ever heard of hyponatremia? It's a rare condition, but one that you need to know about. The condition involves drinking way too much water, so much water that it depletes sodium and dilutes your blood. Now the results, seizures, coma, even death. Dr. Don Wilbur, the medical director of Global Health, joins us to talk about it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so what is hyponatremia?
Hyponatremia what you're talking about is salt, or sodium of salt. And it's an electrolyte. Like your blood carries lots of electrolytes. That's part of the way we function. It carries all kinds of other things, proteins, fats, blood cells to carry oxygen, and so forth. Well, the sodium is very important as far as the function of your body. And if you lower the sodium level in your blood, then things don't function well, and that's when you get into the lethargy, cramps, even seizures, and even death. So you don't want to let your sodium level drop. The way it's dropping, what we're talking about here is in athletes, is by diluting it too much. I take in too much regular water and I dilute the sodium so the sodium level drops, thus hypo. So hyponatremia is a low sodium level, and it can be very injurious. It happens in these athletes that are participating in the sports and maybe losing some electrolytes or maybe over drinking. And the other place it happens is in these contests that people have where they drink lots of water. And that can happen with them too. There have been different contests on radio stations where they drank a lot of water and people have had a bad outcome. Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about consuming too much water. How do you know if too much is too much?
Well, all things in moderation. I mean, you don't go out and drink a gallon of water. I mean, nobody would do that.
Right.
So what seems normal, and once again, we're talking about the only people that are at risk are people that are doing 4-hour marathons. Not a child that goes out and plays an hour sport or the guy that goes out and mows his lawn. Those people are more likely to get just regular dehydration. I lose too much fluid, and realize sweat is dilute. There's not really a lot of salt in sweat, so you're not losing a lot of salt. You're losing more water, so you replenish that with just regular water.
Okay.
One of the things we always worry about as pediatricians with sports drinks is there's always been way too much sugar in the sports drinks. And so people that get into, I drink Gatorade, this is good for my kids, it's a sports drink. Well, no, it's not. It's not really good. Water's a lot better in general for kids.
What if you have like water and maybe you add a few pretzels every now and then if you're going to be doing something for extended periods of time? Is that enough salt?
Yeah, you're loading up on salts ahead of time. Eat some salted peanuts, eat some pretzels, something like that, and you get a little bit of salt ahead of time. Once again, all things in moderation. I don't think you're going to take way too much salt. It'll make you sick.
So use some common sense either way.
Yeah, use common sense.
Everything in moderation. Okay. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Pros and cons. Pros. Running strengthens your joints. Running torches serious calories. Running is a killer leg workout.
Someday doesn't exist. Never has and never will. There is no someday. There's only today. Real supermen don't leap over buildings in a single bound. They take small, determined steps consistently over time. It's not about finding out who you are, it's about creating who you are. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Cons. The participation in long-distance triathlon races has effects on plasma sodium levels. Jogging is a problem and casual exercise, and this degree of physical exertion has been proven to lower your testosterone levels.
This is an interesting one. It's called exercise-associated hyponatremia, or EAH, and it's happening more and more, especially with this long marathons and races and all those kinds of things that are going on. But also happens in military exercise training or cross-country. That happens for prolonged times. So anything more than 4 or 5 hours of continuous exercise can induce the syndrome. And during a heavy exercise for 4, 5, 6 hours, you should lose about 3 to 4% of your body weight. So the people who are most predisposed to this exercise-associated hyponatremia are the ones that are either the same way to actually gain weight during the heavy exercise. Why do they gain weight? Because of overhydration. This is the major precipitant to exercise-induced hyponatremia. And it can be dangerous. It's kind of like a bad thing. Most of the symptoms can be just confusion. Some can have ultimate status, but it can go into seizures, encephalopathy, even brain swelling and edema, and ultimately to death. There's been death related to heavy exercise. So it's not just like a heat stroke or a heat-related illness or exhaustion, but actually hyponatremia is far more common than people think. Because once they started identifying the disorder, they started doing randomized trials in the Boston Marathon, and they followed 500 racers till the end. It's more common in females rather than males because females tend to follow more the instructions of, you gotta make sure you hydrate, you gotta make sure you hydrate. And during this heavy exercise, you should lose weight, you should lose water. And the problem is overhydration with water then dilutes you, and then you end up lowering your sodium. Anything less than 135 is significant. Anything less than 132 is severe hyponatremia. And again, can be as severe as sort of cerebral edema, nausea, vomiting, ultimate status, things like that. But it could be also malconfusion, dizziness, lightheadedness, and things like that. Cure for it is drinking Gatorade, right? Because it has electrolytes or it has some kind of electrolyte solution. The answer is no. It's about the same incidence with either one. It's not really that you're not replenishing your sodium. It's a matter that you're drinking too much plain water. So, yeah, the body is supposed to adjust, supposed to lose, but the fact that you're drinking too much water, and this is in excess of 1 to 1.5 liters during those 4 or 5 hours of exercise. That's it. Thank you.
Issue applied in Ecuador. In Ecuador, yet, there aren't any cases related with hyponatremia because of the Ironman.
You have to run 26.2 miles to finish a marathon. What's happening to your body when you're running this far? Here are 4 things that scientists have found. You run a fever. During a marathon, your internal core temperature rises up to 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body is constantly sweating to try and stay cool. It's hard to replenish 100% of what you've lost as sweat. You become more dehydrated the farther you run, which makes it harder for your body to cool itself. The end result is you become feverishly hot. You risk hypothermia. After you're done running, your core is still hot, so you continue to try and shed heat. If it's cold outside, you risk losing too much heat too fast. This can cause hypothermia. That's why runners wear thermal blankets after a race. Your kidneys aren't happy. In a small study, researchers examined kidney function. 82% of runners had stage 1 acute kidney injury right after a marathon. That means their kidneys have stopped filtering toxins. The body usually recovers in about 2 weeks. Long-term damage on the kidneys is unclear. You are literally starving. You store around 2,000 calories of glucose. On average, you'll burn 100 of those calories each mile. After 20 miles, your body is literally starving. In response, it wants to shut down and reserve energy. If you keep running, your muscles have a harder time functioning. Runners call this hitting the wall. The upside? Carb loading a few days before maximizes glucose reserves. So far this year, over 131,000 people have finished a marathon. If you're planning for one, just remember to treat your body right.
Conclusion. The incidence of critical hyponatremia was 0.3%. The data show that exercise-associated hyponatremia occurs in a considerable percentage of long-distance triathletes. Female triathletes with a racing time of 9 hours or more appear to be the most susceptible to hyponatremia.